Hi friends, it is Audrey and welcome back to my studio. I am here today with doing a layout for Clique Kits International using their limited edition book lover kit, which has elements from Rosie Studio P13, which is a Polish brand, and 49th and Market. There might be some other ones in there. I am also using the Beer Lovers kit, or the not Beer Lovers, I'm sorry. It's the Beer Garden kit in these fun little hop stickers. So my task today was to experiment, and I experimented, you could see this kind of confetti with rice paper. So without further ado, I'm going to dive into my process. So full disclosure, this layout took me a few months to make, mainly because I started a new job and I did a few other things in between there. So what you might hear me say in the beginning of this video when I started to put this together might be different with how this actually turned out, because I did not do a sketch. I just kind of winged it and did it however I wanted to do. So without further ado then, let's get into the process. I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Or well, a few seconds. Okay friends, so we're going to experiment with this rice paper. To be honest, I've never used rice paper before, so my plan is to rip it into strips and put it here under the photo across. Maybe I'll put the photo here and I'll put it across this way. So I'm just going to mark so I have an idea where the photo is going to be. And what I already did off camera was I had already chosen my piece of paper, which is the wording. It's from the Book Lovers kit. Just took a white piece of paper and stitched around it. And then I taped it down in the back with some washi from my stash. Alright, so what I've got here, because this is essentially decoupage with this rice paper that came in the Book Lovers kit. So it's kind of a fun looking pattern here. So I have this paper craft gel. It's from Elmer's. It's kind of an old glue, or older, you can see obviously. I'm not even sure if they make it anymore because I didn't have Mod Podge, but this does say it's good for decoupage. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue here. If it even comes out, yeah. Alright, so let's do it this way. Let's see if I can't get this off. Alright, so I got a little bit of glue there in my tray. Actually, I have a lot of glue in my tray there. And I don't want this paper is from Studio Light, so I'm just going to cut this off here before I take it out. Okay. Alright, so now we're ready to go. So now we've got the paper, and I'm just going to very carefully, because I want kind of the torn effect. So this is a little bit, you know, so I want the torn effect. So it's a little bit difficult to tear because it is rice paper and it's got a lot of fiber to it. Alright, so I'm going to just place that strip down, and I've got a foam brush here. I got this one at Michael's. You can get them in pretty much any craft store. I'm just going to get some water on that and get some of my glue here, right? Okay. And I'm just going to adhere it down. So that's it. Sorry, my head hit the... I just wanted to get some of that. Okay, let's go for the next piece. So again, I am very delicately ripping this paper because I really want those fibers to be seen. I'm just going to place it down. Okay. And I'm going to get some water. And some glue here. Got a Dennis joining us. Can't see him, he's off camera, but Dennis is my dog. Use a little bit of water there to spread it out. Make the glue a little bit more soluble, more like Mod Podge. And the more you put on it, the more it takes off, so... And this is just plain cardstock in the back. Alright, let's... Where do we put this piece down? Sort of rip this off. Because remember, I'm going for that ripped look. So that's garbage. A little bit of water, a little bit of glue, and get to work. Now, I'm taking some of the ink off purposefully because I do want it to be a little bit distressed looking. I think one more strip will do it, and we'll save the rest of this paper for another time. Alright, and that, friends, is my adventures in using rice paper. Alright, so I'll meet you back here in a few seconds. Once this is dried, it's going to be snap. Boom. Magic. Alright, so once this is dried, to finish this layout. Okay, friends, this is almost dry. I can show you what it's going to look like with the picture. So that looks good. It brings out the yellow and the reds in here, complement the picture. But what I want to do is I have this distress brushed pewter spray stain. This is a tongue twister from my stash, and I'm just going to, while it's still almost dry, I'm just going to splatter some paint. This is like pretty much my go-to. Okay. That's it. I'm going to let this finish drying and meet you back here in just a few seconds. It's finished drying for me, but it'll meet you back here in a few seconds to finish up this layout. Okay? Okay, let's get this layout finished up. So it's been a while since I actually worked on this layout. So my original direction might not be exactly where I'm going with it. Alright, so I've got what I have left over from the beer kit in here, because remember this is going to be my books and beer. And I've got, going through the kit, okay friends, so welcome back. It has honestly been a while since I have worked on this layout, but I started a new job. There's so many other things that happened in the meantime, but I'm back to finish it up. So let's get started. So if you remember, well, if I remember, because the whole video is going to be one video together, but I am experimenting with this rice paper here that I used. But what's going to sound a little crazy is I am going to rip out a little bit of this actually, because I want to break up this photo and I really, really like this book. So I want to kind of put it in the back here. So what I'm going to do to start out is I'm going to start by cutting with my X-Acto knife from my stash just a little bit there. And then I'm going to very carefully, because I got tape and stuff on the back, rip out some of this. I want to be very careful up here, really, because I don't want to rip out too much. So I need the X-Acto knife again. Where is it? Oops. Not sure if I intended to rip out that much, but alright, here we go. Okay, so now I can put this back here. Perfect. So you still see the book. Actually, maybe I'll take a little bit more out here. Perfect. So this is going to get put almost... Alright, so now I've got my piece of paper, and I am using, mostly in this kit, is the P13 Garden of Books. It's a, P13 is a Polish company, and I absolutely love their products. I'm just starting to see them a lot here in the United States. You can find them, you can find P13 at Clique Kits, which is who I'm making this project for. Alright, I always put a lot of washi tape just because it's pretty much all I use washi tape for these days. Alright. Oh, and I used a self-healing, well, this is not totally self-healing, but I used a self-healing mat in order to cut it a little bit. I really like how that came out, actually. And this is going to get popped up here. I think I might put... I kind of want this to be flat. So, I'll just put a little tape down there. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I don't need my self-healing mat anymore. This is now garbage. Okie dokie, now it's time to get into the embellishments, and I really liked this one here. Alright, this is from the Beer Garden kit that I am using along with the Book Lover kit. I believe this is called Book Lover. Yeah, Book Lover. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the picture with pop dots, and I'm going to put them a little bit in so I can put things underneath it. Now these are just pop dots from my stash. I'm actually kind of running low on pop dots. I had bought long time ago like a bulk supply of them, and then these are them, and they're kind of running low. But this isn't always a go-to tool. Let's see if this one works. I'm trying to erase that little, whatever. I'm just gonna have to leave it. this one. There might be glue on it, which is keeping it in. Yeah, there's glue on it. Alright, well, that's fine. So now these vellum pieces, they have some glitter on them. They're really very pretty, actually. Alright, so sometimes I have a plan and I sketch out how I'm going to use my supplies and how I'm going to do it. But lately I've just pretty much been going for it, and I've just been doing whatever strikes my fancy. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of rolling with it with the kit that I've got and figuring it out as I go along. So right now I have, this is a special vellum tape. That I am using to put these gorgeous flowers down. And this I'm gonna pop up. I love the way these die cuts have, it's hard to see, but little letters on the back as well. And let me see if I can hold that up. Can you see the letters on the back? It's really cool. It's a really nice touch, P13. I'm going to take these hop leaves. I'm going to stick them in here. Alright, so I'm using the circle stickers because I'm trying to pull in this circle part here. So now you're supposed to, I kind of like, with these you're supposed to cut off this part of it, but I kind of like that sort of line there. Although I think I might cut them off, actually. Alright, so these are rub-ons. And what you do is you cut out what you want. So there's a backing to it. So you cut it out. And then you take the backing off and you put this plastic part on, and I just rub it with my finger a little bit, and then I take the stick and you go over it with the stick. And you'll see it, it's hard to show you on the video, but you'll see it come up from the page. And there you go. I love rub-ons. They're one of my, I used to be scared of them, but now I think they're really cool. Once you start to kind of master them and know how to do it. So again, you're gonna cut it out. Oh, I took some off there, that's okay. So you're going to take the plastic part, rub it down a little bit, and then rub it over with the stick. And you're going to start to see it come up. I probably go too long with it. Not too long. I don't think that there's too long of a time, but I can start seeing it come up. I just want to make sure that the whole part, the whole rub-on is on, and then you just gently lift it off, and there you go. Alright, I think this layout is almost done. I'm just putting some glue on the back of this. I'm using this word moments. This actually, it's white and it says collect beautiful moments, but I'm just gonna try to, well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get out the collect beautiful part of it. So now I did say use the backing, but this backing was kind of hard to keep on, so just be careful that you try not to touch them too much, otherwise it's gonna ruin it. So, alright. Again, cut it out, rub it down a little bit. So now this one's gonna be a little bit harder because there's a little bit of a raised surface, but this is the really great thing about rub-ons, is that it can go right on the raised surface, and it can go on any surface, so even if you have a raised surface. So there, I accidentally lifted it up a little bit. Some people put a little piece of washi down on it to kind of hold it in place. I don't do that. But if you want it to be absolutely perfect, you might want to consider putting washi down. Alright, I think I'm close to done. So these are from Rosie Studio. They're part of the Book Lover kit. This. Okay. Alright, so last I'm going to take these little elements from, I'm trying to decide if I want to put more beer in this. Like this might be, even though this is a long sticker to kind of go across, this might be neat to cut up for the circles, but no, I'm gonna just leave the hot leaves in there. Alright, so now I'm using the, from 49th and Market, the Wishing Bubbles and Baubles, the little epoxy resin embellishments. So I'm really going to be using the small sticker parts of it just to kind of add a little dimension. And alright, I think that does it, friends. I just need to sign it. I've been using this Arteza pen. And there you go. Alright, thank you for watching.